The Frankfurt-based AI consulting firm Statworx and the AI Hub Frankfurt Rhein-Main published an AI trends report. But no one bothered to ask about our opinion. Never mind, we still gonna give our 10 cents right here. So, welcome back to the third episode of your most favorite show, the Aiku Show. And today we're going to talk about the AI Trends Report 2025 that explores the AI landscape in general and gives a little bit of highlights on advancements, challenges, and some strategic implications across 5 sections, which are about like innovation, regulation, education, technology, and business in general. So the report includes 16 trends in total.
16.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Man,
So good job putting up to get the whole trends together.
yeah, very good job. 114 pages and a lot of images as well. And whenever I
Yeah.
tried to open the report, it was like loading for a long time. So
And a lot of examples as well. So
yeah,
I've seen some videos and you can click through it. So
yeah, that was good.
I think I would recommend people to also check it out. Maybe
Yeah,
those are many things that are relevant to you.
yeah. You should train your German in advance because it's in German.
Natürlich.
Yeah, but we have selected 8 of these that we wanted to discuss. That's still a lot, and we shall try to be concise. But our intention is also to give you a little bit of let's say, a feedback, or you get a little bit of resonance. What are people around
Yeah.
here? This is Frankfurt Rhein-Main after all.
Yeah.
Think
Can I
about
also give a
yeah,
little bit of like my introduction to it? I
yeah,
think we talked a lot about different types of trends and reports, and we decided to be very specific to Rhein-Main.
mhm,
And I know that the results or the trends being presented are not only about the particular market; it's relevant for everyone. But if you see global market reports, they're completely different. So yeah, I mean, this will be more relevant to the location where you're going to operate, I think.
hmm, okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's just dive into it because we have a lot to cover. So the first section is innovation and transformation. It explores some AI advancements, and the trend number 1 is AI agents revolutionize the labor market. So this is about agents, how they go beyond simple task completion to autonomously making decisions and interact with their environment, promising a significant boost in productivity. There are also some experts that are being quoted in the
Yeah.
report, and I have decided to pick out one, which is Michael Schwab from Böhringer Ingelheim, and he said that he doesn't see a significant job replacement happening by AI agents. Instead, he says that agents gonna help employees to focus more on creative and strategic tasks. Your 10 cents.
I think that it's already happening, but it's very different from one industry to another. So I think that from conversations that we have with the industry, some are already using, some are experimenting, and some are still thinking to do that. So I think it's already there. It's just the question of adoption and how companies or enterprises will have this adoption quickly or not.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I find the title is a little too spicy. Revolutionize, which is gonna help and support, enhance. This
Yeah.
is what I think is true, and the rest is still correct. But I don't like, as the quote pointed out, we will not replace people. we
Yeah.
will we will
Yeah.
just we will just help people. And I think this is the most important to me, because revolution really sounds bigger
Like,
than what we actually see. And
mhm.
yeah, this is just my 10 cent.
Well, I would be, I do not know. I mean, I agree with you. The title, the term revolutionize, it seems like it will change everything and then bring something completely new. I think that it's rather an adoption and transformation. But I would also, you can comment on here if you have different different opinions, because I think that it will actually help the industries, because we always need people in Germany. We are lacking of human resources, for example. With the help of AI agents, it actually will enhance the speed. So it means that the things that you do manually will be helped by AI. Isn't it more attractive to see it in that perspective?
Yep,
Mm.
agree. We will have more like another agent trend, so we can
Yeah,
get to the next one. Trend number two: low code and no code democratize software development. So this one is about low code and no code tools that are
exciting.
making software development accessible to non-programmers, increasingly productivity, increasing the productivity and changing how digital solutions are created. Soraya, your 10 cents. You are the better person to respond to it, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm the no code founder.
You're the no code girl. Yeah.
No code and low code girl. So I think this is one of the biggest trends in which already happening, because in the past it was so exclusive that if you can code you can create something, and if you can't then you will need to hire or you need to work with partner. But that's not the story, and it's going to be even easier for non-technical person to create something. So it's really exciting to see. Even Gartner predicts that by 2026 some 80% of the user base for low code tools will exist outside a dedicated IT function.
Hmm.
And if we enable that to happen, innovation will come in a speed of light. So you need to enable them to happen, right? If you don't make people, you don't enable things to happen quickly in your company because you say that's not our policy, we don't want that, then you have to go always for a permission, approval, and then go to dedicated IT, then it will stuck in that era.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have said probably even more than I could. So therefore, I'm just gonna pass my comment on this,
All right.
and we can go to the next trend. Trend number three: AI achieves the first major scientific breakthrough.
Wow.
All right,
I'd be so
so
excited about this.
yeah, title big, description. Let's find out.
Okay.
AI is becoming a co-scientist, driving innovation in medicine, materials research, and climate science, with the potential for major scientific discoveries. So um,
What do you
now I'm
think?
gonna I'm gonna start with my 10 cents
Yes.
right away. So here again, like they're overselling on the title. Um, maybe it's also the English German translation. I don't
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
yeah, in the report, it's being said that so far AI was majorly being used as a tool, and it will now be acting more like a co-scientist,
Hmm.
and maybe potentially soon will create its own scientific breakthrough. So this is like how they literally say it. And I think while it's true that we can give more complex global like challenges to AI, um, the we cannot uh, assume that the general purpose AI will break through something,
Yep.
um, unless we direct it very very carefully to that, and we put our own creativity in it. Because I think with potentially with very original creativity, it
Mm-hmm.
lags in that regard. And the major scientific breakthroughs, think of AlphaFold, for instance, with gene sequencing and so on,
Yep.
it's a very, very specific AI. It's not a general purpose
Yep.
AI. So therefore, um, I thought like I I was very, very enthusiastic reading the title, and then I was a little bit um, disillusionated when I got into the descriptions of it.
Yeah, but it's a really exciting time for this because we have so many challenges that are not solved in the area of healthcare, medicines. If we talk about how, for example, human machine augmentation or finding the next cure of cancer and all that stuff, this is a big potential, but of course, it requires much more attention than just in general AI or AI that we use in our daily life. So I hope that we will see startups, more startups in this area or innovation and research coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, agree. Next part of the research, I mentioned there are 5 parts. We are going into the second part, and we are in the part of regulation and investment, where it's in general, discussed what impact we would have from regulatory effects and investment trends in
Mm-hmm.
the AI landscape. And the trend is the AI investment bubble bursts.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about? It says that um, in general, there's going to be a correction in the AI investment due to the discrepancy between investment and actual economic returns.
Mm-hmm.
And I can also pull out a little bit of quote here, and it
Mm-hmm.
says that the investments in research and development disintegrate more and more from the actual application of AI.
Mm-hmm.
And we see more and more a stretch between the expectations in AI and the real world application. And that might bring um, or that might lead to a burst of the AI
AI
bubble.
bubble. Mm-hmm. All right. I think it will be probably a very organic burst because um, let's be honest, I think we saw it was coming. If that happens, that will happen. And I think that sometimes if we speak to more people and specifically about AI and how you implement it in corporations and how you use it for work, some of AI or technologies that are already there that we can buy and can use, they are not there yet. So this is just the whole thing about, I mean, sometimes it's on the technology how sophisticated it is, but when we create something, we want to create value out of that, sometimes they are not there yet. Then customers is the king. They will tell you this is not working, so I'm not going to invest in it, and there's no ROI. So I think it's going to be natural to see it when things don't change. Yeah. Hmm. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. So if there's no dollar to be made for this, why should you invest into it? So
Yeah.
let's see. There were some bets on it. We're gonna figure it out, I suppose. I want to move to the next section, and it is about education
Yep.
and development. So this is section number 3 of
Hmm.
the overall 5-section report, and it highlights the growing importance of AI education and involving waves and the evolving waves in which we learn and interact with AI. And the aspect of interaction is um, what we gonna have in this trend. It's trend number 9 of the report, and it says
Hmm.
conversational AI replaces prompting.
Yep.
So, what
Hmm.
is this about? It says that conversational AI is becoming more sophisticated, potentially replacing the need for complex prompting in interactions with AI systems. Soraya?
I think that is already happening. It depends on your preferences, actually. If you like, I like to type usually, but when we talk to AI, it's basic. We're talking to AI like it's a prompt, right? So I think that I think it's a very thin line to say that we are going to talk to AI like we're conversing with them, you know.
Mm. Yeah, I'm actually using this more and more, and I also see that uh, sometimes it makes sense. Many times I'm lazy to type if I have a lot to say, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
but in general, we also have the technology advancement of reasoning models that
Mm-hmm.
first think about what you have just said
Yep.
and then they generate a response. And
Yep.
therefore, as there is this additional step, you don't have to be like ultra precise about the prompt. That was more important in like, I don't know, the past year, let's say. But whenever you converse with a thinking model, then chances are higher that you're being understood, even though your words are sloppy. And that is actually something that we see with conversations. Like whenever I go through um, the audio text uh, prompt. So whenever I talked to an AI and I read through the text again, at first it's never really correct. I always need to correct it. And number two is I also see that like, yes, this is just really really um, colloquial. It's not really precise. And when I write it, it's very different. But it's still a good one. And will it make it more accessible, as they say in the report? I think it's already damn accessible,
Yeah.
but
But whether you
yeah.
want to access it or not, I think that's the question, right? Because we have, I think, of course, it's something that we do every day to test and to explore, but it's not everybody's doing the same because it just by its just because it's accessible, it doesn't mean you want to access it,
Hmm,
or you want. It's a very low cost right now, and I think that's such a blessing to find it at low cost. But it doesn't mean people will buy it. It doesn't mean that you want to access, and this is what I would also encourage people to do.
hmm. All right. Talking about people and users and everything, we gonna go into this one,
Yep.
and it is the next part that we're talking about. It is technology and progress, part four. And it is about like the overall advancements in technology and increasing integration into our daily lives. And
Hmm.
here we picked out at first trend number 10, which says AI integration transforms the user experience. That means that AI is being integrated into various applications and platforms, leading to significant changes in user experience. What are you thinking?
mm, I think that the smartest the feature of AI that is going to enhance the user experience is the refining of your profile. Basically, they will understand what your preference at what time, and it just relearn what you need at the same time. So if we have much more integration to it, it seems like everything's going to be customized to our needs.
Hmm.
Could that be that way? I mean, it's already happening with social media. So the algorithm wants me to watch the things that I used to watch, but then I will always watch the same topic. So for example, like in the evening, if I open YouTube, for example, I will always see all the cooking shows because that's what I do before I sleep. But I will not see other things
So
because
damn smart, the
it's
thing.
so damn smart, right? Because I always think about food. So, but I mean, if you go then down the road and then you already know you're gonna go to Frankfurt at what time, and you get AI to tell you, okay, so be careful because there's an accident or there's a train delay on that stuff, of course you will be able to take actions, right?
Hmm. Yeah, good. I like that you're not talking about Gen AI here predominantly because these days, when people think about AI, they think of Gen AI. And if they think of Gen AI integration into applications and platforms, they are thinking of chatbot type of assistance
Mm-hmm.
in their, so that basically they still have the UI or UX as it is right now, and they just put a a chat box somewhere on the left, right, bottom, whatever,
Yeah.
and here we go. We have an AI integrated application. You hey, no, this is not what it is about. I think people stop at that point. They just think of Chat GPT, and now we're gonna have some Chat GPT like feature in our existing application, and this is not good enough. So um, this I hope that putting out this trend, they also mean to emphasize that we should think
Check out other
further, just
AI.
as you have
Yeah.
highlighted some other aspects just now. Let's move to the next trend, trend number 12. It's about agents. So it's about
Another agent.
yeah, it's
Yay.
about how they take control of your desktop, and it's about language
Okay.
model agents and cognitive user agents that are beginning to control desktop interfaces, and this has been a recent topic, I think, and we're seeing the first tools that are also heavily marketed or talked about these days.
What are they, if you want to share?
Yes. So I guess Anthropic with Claude computer use with their MCP solution have started with it, and
Hmm.
they were sort of, let's say, the incumbent in this. OpenAI launches like
Oper
the
the operator, right?
exactly
Okay. Mm.
operator. You have in general Google also trying to move into this, but I think what made news recently was Manus AI, and this I think just in general highlights to me that more like like a trend or an assumption or a hypothesis. This has been something that we have seen in the past year, and it will just continue. And it's also a fascinating topic in general, I would say.
Mhm. And do you think people are already adopting this?
Oh, I don't see a widespread adoption, but I see that people are fascinated about it.
Mm.
Of course, enthusiasm is not the only thing. It also meets skepticism.
Yep.
That's always something like the range of what you see. But um, I see a lot of people that, when exposed to this new capability, let's say, of AI, that it takes agentic control of your desktop environment,
Mm.
in their mind you can see like they're thinking like, oh my god, I could automate so many things. And this is what I get as a feedback a lot, particularly with, like, business applications, their SAP systems and whatnot, that are like so cumbersome to work with. They're thinking of that.
Mm.
And if it could be used in these circumstances, people would celebrate it, I'm sure. But we still need to figure it out, I suppose.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the maybe again also the translation probably take control of your desktop. It sounds very scary because it sounds like you don't have control or there's no supervision in it. But when it works, it's awesome because we are working in a global environment, right? So if we don't have to wake up when our colleagues in other countries are already up and running, and if they can do something in terms of maybe coordination, you just automate it because you already have things that are being scheduled. Sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, or this actually is a worker. So there
Yeah.
is. I recently heard about a company from the Bay Area that offers basically a digital workforce that just consists of agents that you can like book for I don't know how long you need
Yeah.
them, and then it costs this and that much US dollars for a day, a week, or whatever, and then you have a worker, but in fact it's just an agent in the back. So maybe we're gonna see more of that.
Well, that would be,
We will see.
that will be amazing because we are talking about, if we are talking about a global workforce in which people are companies are hiring and also working, outsourcing from different offices all around the globe, it will change that landscape, right?
Of course, outsourcing then is basically tremendously disrupted, but
Yeah.
we need to see. We
We
need
need
to
to see.
see
We need
that.
to see. So, but
That's
this
a
is
big
already
one.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I think we're now getting a little bit too far into the future, but I have the last trend, which
yeah.
is also in the last and fifth section of the report, corporates and startups. It says, and it's about the strategic implications of AI for businesses from infrastructure development to governance and competition. And here, trend number 14 talks about governance. And it says that AI governance becomes a competitive edge or competitive advantage. Excuse me. So, companies with strong AI governance practices are gaining a competitive edge. This is what it is about.
Mhm.
I read this and then I thought,
Mm.
so the better you are in your governance, the more likely you are to create good products, or like what is it actually about? So I had a couple of questions in my mind how to make sense of it.
Mhm.
If you want, you can shoot your first thoughts on it.
I think that this is important, yeah, to have AI governance, but there is a, a risk to be over regulated, or like overly focus on that only rather than focusing on solving a problem. It has to come to the mindset that we have to create products and technologies and use it with our best purpose and highest ethical standard. And sometimes it's just governance, it's just to enforce it, right? You have the rules and you have to enforce this to the teams or the company, but it's still a question whether that is a competitive edge or not. I think that's rather like it's a logical step. You have to do it and have to have it in your head and also in your practice. But I do not know whether one company is the best in doing AI because of its AI governance.
So the report is mentioning AI governance practice leading to competitive advantage, and that actually I think is um, there's something missing here, and it is how I usually see the development of maturity in AI practice in general. So usually you gain maturity through good AI practice. And you make your first project, you make your second project, and with the second project, you realize like, okay, we need some standards, we need some best practices, we need some rules. We should be able to control our development efforts a little bit better here. We need some testing there. We need some stage gate logic here and there and so on. And then you actually start introducing that into your overall considerations very early. So
Mhm.
even as you are screening AI use cases, you
Mhm.
start to think about risks, for instance. You
Mhm.
start thinking about what data are we using?
Yeah.
Do we need to use this I don't know, identification related data, or can we use some aggregate for that? Can we anonymize whatsoever? And that makes you better at AI governance.
Yep.
But this results from experience in AI practice.
Mhm.
So I too often have the get the notion that in Germany we try to be governance world
First.
champions
Mhm.
before we even started practicing. And that doesn't make sense, my friends. So, what we need to acknowledge is that good practice in governance will emerge from good practice in development and creating solutions in the first place. And without any experience, your whole governance is anyways uh, it's for the trash bin. Why
Mhm.
do you have a big governance if you don't even create solutions? So
That's a really good point.
and
Yeah.
therefore like how it's being a competitive edge, the governance is not the competitive edge. The competitive edge is the experience, you going through the process and then creating a better process.
Mhm.
And in general, governance is a part of it, and the solution is the bigger one.
Yeah.
The whole skill set of your people is way bigger than this
Yep.
governance aspect. So I honor that they put governance in here, but I do not agree in how they put it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Which is
got
also
got really
fair. I
passionate
mean.
about it. I never get so passionate about governance the way I did it here. Yeah, important to me. Yeah, it's apparently important to me. Like, don't
Yeah.
overcomplicate it. You will understand what's right and what's not.
And usually it's intuitive,
Yeah,
it's really intuitive. And I think that um I just wanted to, my point of view is that do not overly focus on that while you're not solving the problem. You get what I mean? It's
yeah.
not. I think that it's equally important, but usually it's intuitive. Like it's just feels wrong. Yeah, and then you start thinking this is shouldn't be the way we're doing things. But bringing the regulations or being the compliance or governance first before you're starting doing something, it really slows down the whole process, I feel.
Yeah, for
While
no reason. That's the
for the
point.
reason that you want to comply
Yeah, but
and
you will.
govern
Yeah, just
AI.
just go through your use cases and then you will understand, and
Yeah.
bake it into the process of what you need to consider. And if you don't know, then I mean there's so much information on the internet, whatever, ask in the comments,
And
ask us, I
I'm
don't
very
know.
sure there are already best case practices in governance, unless we create or implement AI that has not been invented before,
And that is so
and
unlikely.
that's so unlikely.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I mean in general, like
Yes.
don't get freaked out. Just make a start. It's just start by starting. Yeah. So
Yeah.
wow, and a lot of fire
Wow.
here in the back from this sturdy German here. Got me lit up. You see, this is what governance,
Yes.
if you talk about rules,
Oh,
it
you're
gets
so
the German,
passionate.
gets the
There's a
Germans
German
going.
going.
Yes, yes. All right. Yeah, man. Wow. I
Yeah, but
never Okay,
amazing.
good. This is it
This
for
is it.
today's Aiku show. We talked about Statworx and AI Hub Frankfurt Rhein-Main, AI Trends Report 2025. Hope you liked it. Leave us a comment what you think. Maybe we left something out. Whatever it is, we're glad to hear from you.
Yes.
And Oh, another mention, like we are not affiliated to
Yes.
Statworx in any way, or the AI Hub. There is
Yeah.
no conflict of interest. We just give our 10 cents because
We're in the
um,
industry together.
genuinely, no one of our colleagues asked us about our opinion. So this is just
So,
our opinion sharing here. No other advice whatsoever. No advertisement. This is just it.
yes.
And we hope that next week you gonna zap into our lovely Aiku show again. See you.
See you. Aiku. What I can do.